Hello and welcome to TotoTCG. You are here with me, Matthew, and we are back here with another Pokemon video. We've got another news update coming at you. So, very interesting. This is another GX. I say new, this one was from Champion Road, so it was probably announced about 2-3 months ago. The first one we actually did was Articuno, which was yesterday, so if you haven't already seen that, definitely go and check that out. It is on the channel. It'll literally be the previous video. So without further ado, we are all set to go and check out what this next Pokemon is. So what is it? Well, we have Electrode GX. So when I first saw this, I was quite excited. I really was. It looks amazing. It looks like an absolutely amazing card. It's a fantastic looking Pokemon. I'm very interested that they decided to make a GX out of this. It's really, really cool. Really cool indeed. But is it any good? That is our main question. Is it any good? Well, let's find out. So, of course, it is Electrode GX, fair enough. It is a lightning Pokemon with a HP of 190. Now, bearing in mind this is a stage 1. Now, we're usually getting, you know, we've had Zoroark, which went to 210, and that's a stage 1. So, yeah, this is interesting. 190, it's high, don't get me wrong, but it's not as high as any EV evolution, and Zoroark is beating it. So, I'd say if it got to 200, that'd be pretty decent. You know, it'd be pretty decent, happy with that. But 190, it's quite low. It is a stage 1, so of course it does evolve from Voltorb, which we will be getting in Celestial Storm as well, which will be awesome, so obviously we can evolve that up. So if you do manage to pull this during a pre-release, which could be interesting to be honest, you just gotta hope that you get a Voltorb. Hopefully it might be a common/uncommon, so who knows, it could be a pretty easy one to come across. We'll have to wait and see. But there we go. Very cool indeed. And of course, because this came out about 2-3 months ago and it has actually released in Japan already, we do have the pictures for Full Art and Rainbow Rare. And here they are. So there is the Full Art right there. It looks incredibly awesome. Very aggressive looking face there from Electrode there. Really nice though. Can't wait to get that in hand. Because obviously you see a picture and you think, yeah, that's going to look really cool. But in hand, it looks amazing. And of course, there is the Rainbow Rare as well. It's the exact same picture, but made into a Rainbow Rare. And it works really well. They've done a really good job with this, personally, I think. The top half is still white. The bottom half still has that hint of red. I think that's pretty clever indeed. Very, very nice indeed. Liking that a lot. So let's move on to the moves/abilities. Now, of course, it is in English, this one. This has been released as a picture at the moment, because all the Celestial Storm stuff is slightly coming out every now and again. So we have got an English version of this card, which is pretty cool. You might be able to read some of these attacks and find out what they are, but we will be going through them stage by stage to find out what I think of them. So the ability we have is Extra Energy Bomb. It says bomb in here. It's bomber. It was translated in Japanese, so there's a slight change there, but Extra Energy Bomb, pretty sweet name. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. This counts as knocking out this Pokemon. If you do, search your discard pile for 5 energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, excluding Pokemon EX and Pokemon GX. Yikes. Okay, so yeah, it's an interesting ability, and I say it's interesting because it can work and it can't work. It puts you an advantage and it doesn't. Yes, you can search for 5 energy cards in your discard pile, so they have to actually get in the discard pile in the first place. So you have to try and get them in there in that first place. So Ultra Balls are probably going to be a big old, like, oh, throw this energy away, then I'm going to do the Extra Energy Bomb. So you need to get the energy in the discard pile. When you do this, when you actually use this ability, this Pokemon and all stuff attached to it, now bearing in mind, you could have put on 2 energies. You could have a Choice Band. It all goes with it into the discard pile. But then again, you are putting energy into it, so it's sort of okay. Now, what is annoying is that this ability excludes being attached to a Pokemon EX or GX. Now, that doesn't stop them from going on to any others. So it could be any basic Pokemon that evolves into a GX that isn't a GX just yet. So you have to think about that. You could do this turn, well, at the very beginning of the turn, magically find the GX, place it on that basic Pokemon that isn't a GX, and bang, you're fine. That's all good. The ability is not locked. You're not locked out from using it. It puts you at a big, big disadvantage. You are knocking out a GX. You are literally handing your opponent 2 prize cards and hope that you can set up really quick. Bearing in mind this does set you up somehow. Now you could. This is not just a one-off. It's not a GX. It's an ability. So you could have 2 of these. Use 1 each turn. You're still giving them 4 prizes if you do 2 of these. So it's got its strengths. And it's got its weaknesses. And I don't know where it sort of puts it. I can't really see it. I personally can't see this getting play. I don't think this is going to get competitive play. If it does, I'll be very surprised. Because it is a very, very... what's the word? It's a very risky strategy to just give 2 prizes up without even the opponent attacking you. It just concerns me slightly. Yes, I think it'd be fun. No, I don't think it'd be competitively good. And especially the fact that you're giving away 2 prize cards. That's just the biggest alert in my head. Is that those 2 prize cards are literally, you're gifting them. You're putting them in a box and saying, there you go, I've set up. Have a nice time with those 2 prizes. Enjoy. I don't know what to think of it. Let me know, guys, though, in the comments below. Do you think that ability is good or bad? Or is it in the middle? Do you seriously think you're just a split decision as to whether it is good or bad? The thing is, if I'm talking as if I'm an actual player and I've seen how people react to all this sort of stuff, a lot of people are not going to like this card. Me personally, me being me, I love the fact it's Electrode. I love the fact the ability can actually help you out. But in a competitive match, no. No way. You do not use this. This is fun. This is a fun card. This could work. But not in competitive. Not at all. That's my personal opinion. So moving on from that, let's move on to that second attack. You can already see what it's called. It was translated as Energy Ball, but obviously you can see that it's become Electro Ball. I quite like that name there. Quite simple, 50 damage for 2 energy. Yeah, there's no paralysation or anything, which I don't understand. A bit of paralysation would be pretty cool. I think that might have made it a little bit better. But Electro Ball 50 during a pre-release, but having a tanky GX like this, being able to snipe 50. Oh, I say snipe, it's not really sniping, it's just dealing damage. Yeah, it could be better. It could be better. Definitely worth a choice spam, but you're not going to be able to one-hit KO anything with this guy. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting indeed. And then the last one is called Crash and Burn GX for the exact same amount of energy, which is pretty cool. It does 30 plus damage. You may discard as many energy as you like attached to your Pokemon in play. If you do, this attack does 50 more damage for each energy you discard in this way. Bearing in mind it already does 30... So, say for example you discard 4 energies from all your Pokemon, bang, you're doing 230. Say you've got a choice band, 260. I'm pretty sure nothing can survive that, especially post-rotation at this moment. Nothing could survive that. Would I play it for the ability in GX? It could be pretty fun. I'll be brutally honest, it could be pretty fun. Would I do it for the actual attack? No. You do not do 2 energies to do 50 damage. No way. If there was paralysation, I think that might help a little bit. Not majorly, but yeah, it could be better. It could definitely be a lot better of a card. Now, we've had Electrodes in previous sets. For example, Evolutions came out. That gave us an Electrode, and I think that had something called Self-Destruct or something. It did the same sort of thing, but it didn't cost you 2 prizes to set up some energy on your other Pokemon. So that is a little bit annoying. But nevertheless, I have to say, I like that they chose Electrode. I like the artwork for all the cards. And there are some pretty interesting things going on. Do I think it's competitive? No, I do not. Also, for another reason, let's have a little look at this. Of course, we already know this. I've mentioned it several times. It's a GX. If it's knocked out, 2 prizes. Bang. It is weak to fighting. That is big. That is huge. Number 1, Buzzwole. Hello, how you doing? He's gonna have an absolute party with Electrode, especially when you're giving 2 prizes. Now, is it when you have 2 prizes gone? I think it's when you have taken 2 prizes, they can activate Beast Ring. Hello. Obviously, they would be taking 2 prizes, but you can easily get this knocked out. It's it's very interesting. It does have resistance to metal though, and a retreative one, I have to say, is pretty good. That's a positive. Retreative one, it can't be free as much as it could just roll out because it is a ball. But retreative one is pretty cool. I'll definitely take that. But yeah, in terms of what it could possibly work with, there's a few things. There is definitely a few things. We've got Magnezone right there, which obviously does have the ability there to attach the lightning energies onto the Pokemon. That's from your hand. You can do that as many times as you want. So that's pretty cool. You got Tapu Koko as well for that ability. If you're, spreading all the energy around, you bring Tapu Koko in sort of late game. He gathers all the stuff, and at least you could probably do Tapu Thunder. Times the amount of energy is attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Oh, that's pretty devastating. But yeah, that could be pretty interesting. Late game, bang a bit of Tapu Thunder in there. That'd be very, very nice. We've also got a Alolan Golem. I'm only thinking because of that power-up ability, you can get this guy going, which would be pretty cool. That Super Electromagnetic Tackle, or SEC. Set. You could call it Set. Just literally, I'm going to set you. You're going to do what, sorry? I'm going to Super Electromagnetic Tackle you. Haha. For 200, of course, it does 250 to itself, but it's a Alolan Golem. You've got to love him. We've also got Raichu here as well, Raichu GX to be more specific. Now, I'm putting these 2 up here as well because obviously whilst they're evolving from Pikachu or Geodude to Graveler, you can use that ability because they're not GXs. Whereas if they're this at the moment on the bench, you can't put the energy on these GXs, which is kind of annoying. It does also help, I have to say, it does also help Raichu GX with that powerful Spark as well, which is pretty cool indeed. There is also Volkner as well, a supporter for Lightning. Obviously, search your deck for an item card and a Lightning energy card, reveal them and put them into your hand. It does help sort of set up, if you like. Say, for example, you have a Volkner in your hand. Maybe you've already got 1 energy in hand as well. You think, oh, maybe I'll just get an Ultra Ball, discard the 2 energies. Bang, there's 2 in the discard already. It could sort of work. Plus, you're Ultra Balling for something else. You could get the evolution for Voltorb to become an Electrode. So you are definitely setting up very nicely there, which is pretty cool. Now, we have also seen, or actually I've discussed, Zeraora GX, which will be coming out in our next set, which we don't have an English name for at the moment, and it's not out in Japan officially just yet. But there is that. Also in that set, there are 2 other electric type things that could help. Which, if you have a little look at the Zeraora GX video, you'll be able to see them and discuss them. Don't want to bring them up in this one because I'll just be repeating myself. But one's, it just literally helps with attacks, and the other one, it helps stop the effects of supporters and items on that stadium, as well as I think it either reduces the cost of retreat or something like that. Definitely check out Zeraora though, because it's a really cool card and could maybe help this. Maybe. But yeah, pretty nice indeed. Pretty cool. So anyway, let's move on to, of course, Guess the GX, the answer from yesterday. So I gave you that little picture right there. And what was that? A nice glaring eye in your face? Well, of course, it was Kingdra GX. So this will be coming out in our Dragon Majesty set. We haven't actually gone over this Pokemon. It is a water Pokemon, and believe me, it's a so cool Pokemon. I cannot wait to get this. Look at those attacks right there. I won't go into detail, but look at the cost for all the attacks. It's insane. I cannot wait to see what this guy's going to be like. Fingers crossed, a lot of people are going to like it. So, we've also got Guess the GX for this one. There is the first picture. There it is inflated more. And there it is again. Probably pretty easy. Pretty easy there. But there we go. there we go. That is that done. Electrode GX. I mean, I have given my final thoughts on it throughout the video, but I want to know from you guys, do you think it is worth a shot? Do you think Electrode could help? Do you think it's a risky strategy that could pay off? Let me know in the comments below. But apart from that, I will leave it here for this video. If you have enjoyed, make sure to hit that subscribe button below for more of these news updates. As soon as another full set is announced, for example, the SM7b, no, 7A or 7B, 7A. As soon as that one is announced fully and we can see all the cards, I'll go through every card minus the GXs because we've already seen them. We'll go through all of that. But hopefully to follow will be another GX from Champion Road after, of course, Electrode GX. So massive thanks to everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video on the channel.